Our guest guides and connects scientists, their inventions, and helps them usher into the entrepreneurial ecosystem, helping them go from research to their go-to market strategy. Our guest today is Destanē Garrett. Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series presented by the GST Factor podcast. Hear from incredible leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, trailblazers, individuals that are influencing and changing the conversations in episodes that are no longer than 7 minutes long. Let's continue to step into our extraordinary and get shit done in a flash.
I love talking to people about science and communication. I would often train myself to talk with my family so that they would understand what I was doing, because I knew that if I could talk to them, then I would be able to share my research with anybody. I can really bridge the gap because I know the pivot between going from research to entrepreneurship is scary. I can be a conduit. I can talk to them and really get into how these things are different because I can relate to them because I'm experiencing it myself. That transition helped me be more empathetic to the ventures and people who I was talking to and trying to help. I've definitely got a grasp on educational entrepreneurship. As a trained regional instructor for the National Science Foundation's Innovation Corps, I can not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. I'm always happy to use my experience or my background, even in science, and translate that over to helping people, not just if they're doing STEM stuff in entrepreneurship, but beyond.
How are you helping these entrepreneurs step into their extraordinary in the area of science?
I make them talk to people. Use the lean startup methodology in order to do educational entrepreneurship. Our focus is really on customer discovery and having them understand their customer segments, their ecosystems. I'm talking to people who are research academia types who might not be familiar with that world. They're used to their stuff being validated through research, through doing the science, and that is all they need. I have to remind them, just because the research backs that, who is going to buy this? Have you talked to consumers? Have you talked to people in order to validate? Because that's how it works in entrepreneurship. It is not if you build it, they will come. They will not. I love being able to be that sort of guide from the world because I can relate to them.
Take our listeners through a quick overview of the lean startup methodology.
Customer discovery is key. What that means is you have an idea, you wrote it on a napkin. I don't really know if this is going to work. While using the business model canvas, you have to do this sort of scientific method of sorts in setting up hypotheses or preconceived notions about why someone would be your customer. So say you need to figure out if this idea is viable or if people will actually buy it. What sort of questions can you ask in order to know if they would even be a customer? What sort of things can you find out? Well, I'm not talking about your product at all, while trying to get into the pain points that people are experiencing that would compel them to need the solutions. These are the channels that I can explore because not only are you talking to like your customers, you're also trying to use this method to validate through different players within your ecosystem, talking to distribution channels, meeting with the people who actually sell your product and how they even go about selling products, doing research, talking to decision makers, just going down the line of understanding everything within your ecosystem by questioning this human-centered design of understanding those pain points, understanding the need that people have so that you can get in where you fit in.
What I really like about the methodology and what you've just discussed is you're bridging that gap between I have this scientific discovery or I have this scientific idea, but how do I get it across that great divide to now make it a product that is consumable and people will purchase?
That divide to me is the most fulfilling because seeing people go from getting into the idea of customer discovery, what more do I need to learn? Who else do I need to talk to? having these questions answered while having new ones pop up. I was recently accepted into the 2025 cohort of the Nashville Emerging Leaders. I am super excited to understand about Nashville's ecosystem, like key players within that, talking to nonprofits, talking with the mayor, as that's going to be one of the things that we get to do within the program. Joining this vast array of people who are trying to come together to potentially solve a problem within Nashville. Being resilient, that's the biggest one. Life comes at you fast. And rolling with the punches is something that I experienced. I mean, like, I'm here, I can do this, I can keep going, knowing that I still can make an impact, not just for myself, but for others.
You're riding an elevator with an entrepreneur. What is your piece of advice to them?
Setbacks are hard. Rejection is tough. Being in those meetings with investors or even just people who you're trying to get micro grants, having people judge something that's so near and dear to you is tough. Taking some of that on the chin and pushing through will make you even stronger, make what you're doing or like what you believe in even stronger.
Thank you for listening to Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series by the GST Factor podcast. Are you an influential leader that has a dream to write a book and put your words out into the world? Reach out to us today so we can help make your book dream a reality. Let's get shit done.